Richard joins us from Scottsdale, Arizona to start this hour off. Hey, Richard, how are you?
I'm better than you deserve, Dave.
How can I help?
Okay, so my mother passed away a few months ago, and there was some funds left that were distributed between my siblings and myself. I received over $18,000 last week, which I took your advice and paid off almost all of my debt.
Good.
One credit card left, $27.10.39. I just received my stock disbursement. That's can I say the name of the company?
Sure.
Disney.
You got Disney stock, okay.
I got Disney stock and 164 shares.
Mm-hmm.
And it's trading at $100 a share, 99, 105, somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
So my intention is to transfer that money from the Disney to my brokerage account.
Okay.
I also have a Roth IRA,
mm-hmm.
and those funds are not very good. I put some money in there a few years ago, and it's all in one stock, which has taken a nosedive, so I'm in a negative there. I'm not too worried about it. I'm considering I'd have to sell off like 30 shares and get myself completely out of debt. And that's going to take me a week or so to do that, and then I can call you up and scream. Okay. So the question is, what should I do with the remainder of that asset?
Okay.
Which would be like 130 shares, 130-something shares.
Well, you're right. I would become debt-free, and I'd probably cash out enough more to make sure I had my emergency fund in place. You probably heard me talk about the baby steps. And so
mm-hmm.
that gets you through baby step 3 if you've got a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Do you have any money in savings that's not in brokerage?
No.
Okay. Then once I've done that, then we're up to baby step 4, which is investing. And it sounds like you've got some work to do there. You've got an underperforming IRA that's invested in something that's not doing well. And you've got some single stock left over at this point from Disney and whatever's in that brokerage account. I do not personally invest in single stocks. I know a lot about it, and I own a lot of stock through mutual funds. But millions of dollars worth. But I don't own a single stock because I don't like the risk associated with it. It's very, very difficult to make money playing single stocks on your own account, like virtually impossible. I'll give you an example.
So I'm taking it that you would invest.
I would take care. I would get out of the single stock
that's in a mutual fund.
Yeah, I would cash it out and I'd put it in mutual funds. And there'd be no taxes on it because your basis in it is what it's worth when you inherited it, which was this week, so you're fine. And I would cash out. By the way, I would roll that single stock that's underperforming in an IRA. How in the world did you get a single stock in an IRA anyway? But if you did that and it's underperforming, then get out of that, get that inside that IRA into some good mutual funds. And steadily, constantly, consistently investing in good growth stock mutual funds in and outside of your retirement accounts that are available. There's a high correlation to that in people that make it to millionaire status. And so it's just real simple. It's real boring. And again, I don't play single stocks. And that's no knock on Disney. It doesn't matter who you said. If it was Apple, which is probably one of the best performers out there, I suppose, it's done extremely well, I would still tell you to get out of it. Because it's what I would do if I woke up in your shoes, and I know I would do that because I don't buy single stocks, and were I to inherit some, I would immediately cash them and roll them into mutual funds, probably within a few days of having gotten them, and it's that simple. So here's the thing: people play single stocks with their fishing buddies and their golfing buddies, and they've all got a fishing story and a golfing story and a stock story. And they're all lies. They tell the story of the one time that they hit a good shot right down the fairway. They tell the story of the one time they caught a big fish. And they tell the story of the one time they picked a winner on single stocks. Most people never pick winners on single stocks. And even if you use a broker, if your broker was so dadgum smart that he picked single stock winners, he'd be running a $5 billion mutual fund instead of being your broker. Think that through. Research and published several pieces of research. The average person buying and selling single stocks averages about a 7% rate of return on their brokerage account using their broker and their best idea from their golfing buddy and something they read somewhere. And they watched the HBO movie Billions and thought they were that guy. Or series, or whatever that thing's called. And you're just not. That's all fiction. On average, they make 7% rate of return. By the way, the S&P 500, if you'd have just dumped it into that, would have paid you between 11 and 12 in the last 60 to 70 years. Wall Street Journal did a funny one several years ago, many years ago. I used to use it in the old Financial Peace University lessons. They put all the stocks on the stock market, the New York Stock Exchange, on the wall, and they blindfolded a monkey and gave him darts. And he picked out and he threw darts and hit the stocks on the wall. And then they got brokers to come in and told the brokers that they could pick any stock anywhere on the wall and see if they could beat the blindfolded monkey. 8 out of 10 times the blindfolded monkey beat the brokers. Now, the little piece of funny research is rigged, actually, because when you are limited to picking only one stock and you can get no diversification at all, you're fried. The chances are less than 50-50 that you're going to make money on that in a given period of time. So it was really a rigged deal to illustrate the point that single stocks are not a good play for the typical small investor. But it does make the point, just the same. You can't beat a blindfolded monkey. Come on. Really. It's pretty bad. So I can't, by the way, beat a blindfolded monkey. And I know a lot about this. All the licenses, all the letters after my name, all the degrees, all that crap, right? And I'm not going to take on the blindfolded monkey because the game is rigged in the regard of when you pick one stock, it's difficult to beat a diversified portfolio. Nigh statistically impossible to beat a diversified portfolio. So it's a simple thing. What makes you the most money with the least risk? Simple equation. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.